everybody, and welcome to a badass wild ride with Steve-O. We have got a bona fide American hero, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and man, I knew I loved him already, but gosh dang darn it, did I enjoy the hell out of this episode. I wouldn't shut up about it for the whole rest of the day afterwards, man. And by the way, afterwards, we watched Cowboy literally ride bulls. It's terrifying. I hate it, but he's pretty good at it. And man, he opened up about being scared to get into the octagon. I don't think I've ever heard a UFC fighter admit to being like genuinely scared of going into the octagon. He's very vulnerable. He owns the BMF ranch, 500 acres. I'm so jealous of that. And he might have a needle headed into my butt cheek because he shares his experience with testosterone replacement therapy. And I might be a tad jealous of that too. So, man, there is a lot of juicy and entertaining stuff to get into. So let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you Cowboy Cerrone. Yeah, dude.
Doing all right?
Hell yeah, man. Doing big time all right.
You guys just met, too, a couple weeks ago.
Well, no, but we didn't even meet. I reached out to Cowboy, never met him. Cold reached out. I said, hey, man, I'm driving cross country from L.A. to Tennessee, moving my goats from Hollywood to Nashville, and I'm looking for a place in Albuquerque to stop for the night and put them in a pen. And Cowboy says, how's 500 acres sound for a pen?
Well, I didn't know they were like personal goats.
Yeah.
I thought they were like, I didn't know, I thought you were like a goat farmer or something and had like a semi-truck full of goats.
No.
I know you had like Hurley and Burley, your twin goats that are your pets. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my goats are, there's 3 of them. They're boys. I think they're Nigerian dwarf goats. One is named Phil, short for Mephistopheles. And one is Drake, short for Dracula, and the other one's Sam, short for Sam Hine.
Did you just let them roam when you got there?
No, I wouldn't do that because of predators.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was so rad, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
And, dude, your BMF ranch is epic, dude.
It's like an adult playground. I wish I was there we could do some shooting and playing and take the cars out and go drive the track, but...
Dude, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. The reason why Cowboy wasn't there, and he just had his ranch hand just roll out the red carpet for me. The Cowboy's been training in Texas.
Winnebago, Texas.
What does that mean?
That's where we are right here. We're at the beaches of Winnebago over Dale's house.
Nice, dude.
Riding. We have. How long do we have, Dale? 8 weeks.
I don't think it's that long.
Yeah,
no,
it's
how
in
long
May.
total? The total that we have was it 8 weeks, 7 weeks?
Oh yeah, more like 10.
10 weeks to become a professional PBR level bull rider.
Yeah.
So
and by the the measure of a professional PBR bull ride is just that you're going to get on a bull that is mean enough for PBR bull riding.
well, there's a lot more. Yeah. In my case, yes, that's what's happening. But for a regular bull rider getting in the PBR, no, it'd be like you train to fight a UFC fighter. Like it just does. Right? To get into the UFC takes years and years. And
Right. But if the measure was get in the octagon and legitimately fight a UFC fighter, except a bull doesn't know to hold back.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up with a main vein of some good shit. Hopefully, I can slow him down a little bit. We'll see.
Jesus.
Now, and the purpose for this, the goal is, and it's not even a goal. You've just decided that the bull you're gonna ride. What's the name of the bull?
It's Dana White's Twisted Steel is the name of the bull.
Twisted Steel,
which is a rank mean. He's not. If I were going to, like Ocho Cinco rode a bull in the VR, and they kind of gave him like a fluffy version of a decent bull. Yeah, no, we didn't get that with this one. This one's mean, ornery, no good in the shoot, and he comes out bucking.
And you're determined to last 8 seconds on
I
Twisted
would love
Steel.
to. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm out here training. I'm trying to put as much time and energy I can into this because I don't want to look like an idiot out there, so I want to go out there and succeed. And right now, you're gonna see tonight. We're about to buck them right when we get off this, so you can do like a recap of the recap. Come back like,
All right, good.
But
Which bowl are you doing tonight? The same one?
Dale has a bunch. No. I wish I could ride Twisted Steel every day, but Dale's got a bunch of bulls here. What are we gonna get on Tony tonight?
Yeah, probably Skeletor.
Skeletor, Tony. Two bulls he has here. We'll get on and.
Is it every time you come out here, you ride just a bigger, meaner bull to work your way up?
Correct. That's kind of the process. Well, Dale's been good holding me back, teaching me the fundamentals and showing the correct process to go through and do it, because I would just get on the hard one right away and it would just get trampled, and it's you don't really learn there. So we're trying to take baby steps, if you would.
I heard a rumor growing up that they have a rubber band around the balls and they snap it. That's not true?
No. It's
okay.
So
you've heard that though?
Yeah,
I'm not.
Well, they put a flank, like imagine if you put the same rubber band around your bottom of your ribs,
where it's sensitive.
Yeah, and they're like kicking to like try and kick that off, like it's just uncomfortable for them. But it's nowhere near their balls, nowhere near.
It's just one of those rumors that you hear growing up as a kid.
It's you hear it everywhere you go, but no, there's no ball fuckery going on at all.
Have you had any injuries so far?
Just my groin, and that's just an ongoing process that I've had my whole life in from training. And yeah, so I pull. I haven't torn it. We've been very fortunate this go around. It's such a weird feeling because every muscle down there is connected to your dick.
Wow.
So, like when you pull your groin, it hurts to pee. It hurts to wake up with a morning boner. Like, give loving to your wife. Like, that ain't happening. You touch it, like, oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, it's such a weird. And explaining that to someone who's never pulled their groin, like, you'd have no idea. But, oh my God. Like, last time the first weekend we were here riding, I heard it so bad, it felt like I almost had like gonorrhea or something. Like, in my urethra, I could feel it. Like, it was the craziest.
For
like,
sure.
Dude, I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, so uncomfortable. Turns out I didn't have gonorrhea, so that was good.
Yeah, dude.
But
so, and you're not like completely new to bull riding, right? Like before you even became a fighter, you were riding
correct.
bulls.
Back in 18, 19 years old. I mean, nothing at this level and no training or teaching. It was just me and a bunch of my idiot friends like doing it. We'd go to rodeos and do it. And you're so much more eager and willing and bounce like a ball when you're 19. Get up, do it again. Oh yeah, no problem. Here I am, 41. Whew, sometimes Dale's like, "What do you think? You want to get on another one?" I'm like, "No."
Right.
It's just hitting in the dirt just doesn't feel the same as it used to.
Now, when I was at your ranch, I'm not even gonna say who.
Right.
Told me, he said, "Man, you wait till you see Cowboy. He's jacked now, man. Like he got on TRT and he's jacked. Like
I could be more jacked if I actually worked out, but the good thing about steroids which is why I know why they're illegal in all major sports, because I feel so good.
Yeah.
Oh, you could train as hard as you want. Had I went in there and lifted and worked out, I probably would be just shredded, looking like the insane bodybuilder. But I don't do anything.
You still get ripped.
Oh yeah, I'm like ripped up, leaned up, like you feel good, and now I understand why.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, that's a performance enhancing drug. It's a sitting on your ass enhancing drug. Like, I don't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
What was the decision to take it when you turned 40?
What I was told. I was told that when you were in the UFC, that your plan, like all along, was like, man, as soon as I'm done in the UFC, I'm getting on steroids.
Because I won't mention any names, but through my whole career, you wouldn't believe the motherfucking dirt I got. Oh man, I could turn. Yeah, but just being around all these people, they would always, hey, you want, like, no, because I never wanted it to get taken away from me and not have, like, the way I feel now, it would. So after, I'm a short answer to that, and then I'm gonna come back to it. But when I told Dana I want to come back and fight, like, let's say I want to go fight again, he's like, Cowboy, you feel great, you're on all the shit, come off it for 6 months, let me know how you feel. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So you just don't. I feel so good. So I would always be worried that I would go on a tear fighting, and then the testing pool would increase or something would happen. I wouldn't be able to hide it.
Right.
And then I'd have to go back to Weasley old me and lose that X. And so I never wanted that. I never wanted to. Plus, cheating's cheating. I didn't, I'm never raised like that. So I would tell everyone no. And I would when you would like, if you came to me in the secret, like, hey, I got this shit, I'd be like, well, sick, that's good for you, but I'm good. And they'd always be worried I'd like snitch them out. And I'm like, you're safe I got you. Don't worry about it. I won't ever tell on you, never, ever, ever. So, but
what were you weighing when you fought Ferguson?
Interesting fact, no matter how much you weigh, there's a good chance that you're putting more weight on one side of your body than the other, and that leads to a lot of problems and need for foot massages. So today's sponsor is crucial in both areas. It's called Avos, and they make these special slides that have inserts where it replicates the trick that the doctor will tell you about standing on a tennis ball. This is so crucial to avoid back pain, to help with knees, which I struggle with, and just to keep your body in equilibrium. I started using the number 2 level, which gives me more arch support. As soon as I started using it, I noticed that my right foot is tighter than my left foot. And thank God I'm using it. Also, the most valuable currency in my relationship with Lux is foot massages. And now Lux can have foot massages every day, no matter what, because she's got Avos. This is used by top athletes, Tony Hawk, NFL players. It was started by a professional skateboarder who rides for Birdhouse. His name's Sean Hale. And dude, I'm super happy that he's helping me with this, and he's ready to help you with it too. And they're ready to hook you up with 25% off your order. If you go to avostherapy.com, that's AVOS therapy.com, and use the promo code STEVO to get 25% off. Again, whether you're an athlete or not, maybe you just like foot massages, maybe you've got back problems, maybe your legs are too tight, maybe you're off kilter and you don't even know it. Avos is your answer. So go to avostherapy.com and use the promo code STEVO to get a full 25%. And thanks to skateboarders for figuring this out. Now let's get back to it.
Well,
that was a lightweight.
Yeah,
155?
Well, I weigh 155 at the day of the weigh-in, but
Yeah.
168 to 170 is kind of where...
What are you right now?
208.
208.
I'm actually 207.7 this morning after a healthy shit, so...
Yeah. You look fit and healthy.
Yeah.
I feel good. Like I said, it's incredible how... How old are you?
Oh, shit, I'll be 50 in 2 months.
Well, have you ever thought about taking TRT?
Absolutely thought about it and just too lazy to actually
Dr. Drew was like, it's a no-brainer for us to take it after 40.
So... Man,
dude,
I'm trying to sell Dale on it. I'm over here trying to sell Dale too, and on the peptides for all the peptides like the BBC 157 and the TV 5000, like all the great peptides that just help your body to regenerate.
I gotta hurry
heal.
up too. I gotta hurry up because I want to look so good on my 50th birthday.
Dude, you should.
But don't you have to start with blood work to figure out what's going on?
I mean, are you worried about something?
I'm not
Your
worried.
testosterone's going to be low anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
naturally.
dude, did we reach out for Dr. Drew? I'm
He's
dying.
actually living in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a company would be more than help. We'll talk after about that, but
All right.
I got you. Listen,
You got me? So you
I'm telling you,
how do you take it? How do you take it?
you inject it in your ass.
Oh my God, I'm
Once a
in.
week?
I'm in.
Twice a week. Well, so you could do once a week, sure, but so the average,
But if
the
you wanna be a
normal number
pussy.
is like 600 to 800 when you're in your prime, right? You're probably around 200, maybe lower. Your boy's at 1,500 right now. You know what I mean? I'm on the superhuman juice.
You feel like an 18-year-old?
I feel I'll run through a fucking wall right now. And you're lucky I'm married because all the single women out there, you'd be in a bind if I were. Oh my God. You for sure you feel like you're 18.
Oh my God.
Just everything, but it takes about you do your first injection and you're like, oh, I don't know, is it working? Then you do your second one. It takes about 2.5 weeks, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you're just like, whoa, I feel good. Like it's just a different. Yeah, and then I'm telling you, your girl, your wife, whatever you got, you're gonna have to tell her, baby.
Have you had any?
Daddy's home.
Have you had any negative side effects for taking it?
I mean, a bigger dick and stronger muscles.
Dude, that's so funny.
Like, oh man, I keep getting all these huge muscles and this giant dick. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddy's that's good.
Oh my God.
My buddy's been married for 20 years, and he just started taking it, and he's like, I'm trying to fuck my wife twice a day.
It's
and finally
insane.
my wife's like, what are you doing? And I can't do it again. And he's like, I just go out into the gym and hit the punching bag all day.
It is so insane. And the problem, which is crazy, because my wife's also older too. They like lose the sex drive when you have kids. It's
Not my girl.
Oh man,
Not my girl, man.
You have any kids yet?
No, I got a
you
vasectomy.
You pop out them kids. It's something that they put the for sale clothes sign up on the pussy, so it's gone. Yeah, I'm telling you, I used to watch all these memes and hear people talking like, "Oh, when I'm married, I just don't get it anymore." And you hear all these jokes, and now I'm married, like, that's me. What do you know? Like, it's so bizarre to me how. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my wife, and I gotta like schedule it. All right, Tuesday at 3:00, it's on.
Wow,
Yeah, it's just not like it used to be. It's
So T.
but yeah, the tea now, and you want all. I mean, she comes out of the bath, tail drops. I'm like, dun 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 dun. like you're a kid. It's so incredible.
Dad, I'm sold, man.
I think everyone should be like, now that modern science and they're figuring out, like you're asking about the side effects. The only side effects that it would have is it would lower your sperm count, like, right? So if you're, but they also have things you can take to help with that. But by the time you're 40, you shouldn't be trying to have the kids anyways. Like you kind of missed the boat, homie. Right? Like, I feel right. I don't think at 40, you're like, oh, it's time to meet a girl and really settle down. Like, oh, no, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just feel. Yeah, right around like 36, 37, when your T starts to drop off, you fucking feel so good.
That's
I'm
what
over
they
here
said.
selling the shit out of it, and I'm about to tell them I need a little cake back, boys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So like it looks like Isaac's bringing up on the computer that it can just be mailed to your house. Is that like a real thing?
So the company I work for is called Transcend, and they literally. So you'll go do the blood work, send in. And then a doctor will call you like, "Hey, Steve-O, what are your goals? What do you want? What are you looking for? Are you looking to get on for other peptides? Are you looking to get maybe because they're going to pull your blood up there? Man, you're super low on vitamin D. This is low. This is low. Your test is in this area. Where do you want it to be? Like, what is your? Are you want to be a professional bull rider? Are you wanting to be a skateboarder? Like, or do you just want to sit and play fucking Xbox and feel good? And they're gonna figure out those levels. They're gonna figure out those levels for you and be like, all right, this is our target area. And then the doctor writes a prescription, mails it right to your house, and then you shoot it up like a junkie and you're good to go, baby.
Dude, that's epic.
I mean, literally, I have a lunchbox that I carry with me. A Paw Patrol's my son's Paw Patrol old lunchbox, just filled to the brim with good shit. I go through DSA and they're always like, I'm like, yeah, insulin dependent. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Dude, that's epic, dude.
What do peptides do?
So peptides, I wish I had a better answer for this. This is my uneducated description of what a peptide. A peptide is like basically chain amino acids that your body already has, and it basically helping and adding more to the chains to help produce whatever it is that the peptide is targeting. Like, does it say here what it is? Am I close?
I mean, TRT is
BPC 157. That's a healing one. They call it the Wolverine stack. And
Jesus, dude.
Peptide compound consisting of 2 or more amino acids
linked in a chain.
What
right?
are peptides for? Click that.
So yeah, you're talking to the dumb guy who just
anti-aging, muscle growth, and fat loss benefits. Dude, sign me
That's
up.
what I'm saying. I can't explain to you what this shit does, but I'm the guy that someone would be like, "Hey, you want to feel real good? Take this pill." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, boop. See you later." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I got another story for that. So I've never done any drugs my whole life.
Yeah.
And then let's take this back 10 years. I've done drugs now, but before then, I've never done any drugs. I'm gonna walk you into this. And then I started fighting, and I started like battling the voices in my mind and what I want to do. So I heard all this ayahuasca talk was going on, right?
Okay.
So go to Austin, seek out a shaman, and I do a DMT trip.
I guess that's before Rogan was in Austin.
Yeah,
he's all about that. Huh?
Right. Well, that's kind of what. So Aubrey, with owner of On It, and Joe, that's kind of where I went down that rabbit hole and got into it, and it was awesome. It was the strongest hallucinogenic on the planet, and it was my first time ever doing any drugs. And I did it with my best friend. And I remember the shaman's like, you hit this pipe, and then you got to suck clean air in the side of your mouth, like, because it's really harsh. And he's like, I'm like, well, how long do I hit it? Like, I don't know anything about. I never smoked pot, anything. He's like, trust me, you'll know. I'm like, okay. And I hit it, and all of a sudden, you know, because you're just like, and gone. I remember I reached over and grabbed my buddy's arm, like, hurry up, let's go. Like, get in this train.
So that's how you take the ayahuasca, because you smoke it.
I didn't know. I did DMT.
Oh, DMT.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, the ayahuasca you drink, and they kind of took me off that rail because it was like an 8-hour trip, and you like shit yourself and vomit, and they call it purging. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't like getting
These
sick.
trip for like 5 minutes.
It was like 8. Yeah, I don't know how long it was, but it was. I did it twice. We did it twice. We went around and then we did it again. And since then, I really got into microdosing mushrooms.
Okay.
Which is not enough for a hallucinogenic trip, but enough to turn your robot ears on and your balance is on point. Like, it's crazy how effective that is, using it for just slowing my mind down and trying to. I guess some people take like Adderall and Ritalin to like. It was the same thing for me. I would use it to like focus, and man, I trained on it, fought on it. I loved it.
Wow. So microdosing,
Which is so
psilocybin,
right? So
That's
for a
the magic mushrooms.
that's the magic mushroom. For a psilocybin trip, you need 3.5 or more grams to have a hallucinogenic trip. For a microdose, it's 0.02 of 1 gram. So if you were going to do a line of Coke and you put your finger on a thing and did a little gummy, that's about the same equivalent to what the microdose would be, right?
Okay.
So, which I've never done Coke, so I don't know why I just referenced that, but
But you fought on it?
yeah, So the last like 8 or 9 fights in my career, I would be on mushrooms.
But how does that not show up on a drug test with like THC?
Because it's microdose.
Because it's microdose and,
What
and
do
it's
they call
mushrooms.
it?
It's not. It's such a. They don't know they don't know how to test for that.
Yeah, I don't think there are any tests for
It's only a
those.
pentogram. Dude.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Like it wouldn't. You not even enough to. I mean, it just puts you on point.
Alerts your senses.
Yeah, you wouldn't even like if I gave you one right now, you'd be like, fucking like what's going on? Like I feel so dialed, like in the flow state. But which brings me to my point of not doing drugs. I'm leaving here last weekend. I get on an airplane, sit in first class next to a lady. She's from New Zealand, laying over in Santa Fe, which is the town right by where I live. Get on the plane. She has a bag of licorice. She said, "Do you want a gummy?"
Little spoiler alert here. Cowboy's about to let us know that he actually didn't want that gummy. But let me tell you about something that you really don't want. It's testicular cancer. And this is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. And Manscaped has teamed up with the Testicular Cancer Society to help create more awareness. Because for males 15 to 35, the number one type of cancer is testicular cancer. And Manscaped is doing something about that. So if you go to manscaped.com/TCS, then they've got a hilarious and very important video for you to share and watch about how to check your balls, okay? And if you want to get 20% off your Manscaped products, like the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the new Weed Whacker 2.0, your Crop Preserver, Crop Soother, all of these great grooming products, 20% off plus free shipping if you use the promo code STEVO. But more importantly, let's help people not get testicular cancer by going to manscaped.com/TCS and really try and save people's balls. Like they say, your balls will thank you. Now, let's get back to it.
And I said, hell yeah. Reach in her bag, wrap one back.
Did you know what she meant by do you want to
Fuck
go?
no, I didn't know.
Okay.
And she goes, someone your size, you should probably have 2. And I was like, yeah, sure. Bang. And I start chewing it. And I'm like, someone my size, what do you mean? She's like, oh, honey, yeah, these are just in the licorice bag. That's how I got them through customs. And I was like, oh, you bitch. So,
Wow. And when did this happen?
like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
That's my first time ever doing marijuana in my whole life. Bro, I don't know how. Do you smoke pot or
I
did you?
used to, but I'm
how do you focus? How do you? I was like so like had to drive home and I was like, fuck this. I'm speeding like bugging out. The worst thing. I was like, how do people enjoy this? This is not fun. This is not fun.
Yeah, I've been
You can have a bad trip quick.
I've been clean and sober since before like that was really like a thing, edibles, right?
Yeah.
I mean 16 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty trendy right now, but
Well, dude,
You ain't missing shit. Let me tell you right now. Yeah, if you want to be paranoid and like not have any fun, then do that because that's what that does.
Right, that's crazy, man.
yeah, they have a store by my house that has it's gummies for mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fun.
And you just eat microdosing.
That was a thing. I did a magic mushroom, like a piece of chocolate.
yeah.
Right.
Like back in the day before I got sober. That was kind of epic.
So 2 things we've established on this podcast for people is mushrooms and TRT. That's what we're promoting.
That's what I think you should
Get big, do drugs.
do. Yeah, how was your DMT trip? What was that like?
The most incredible thing I've ever experienced.
You took a rip, and then what happened?
So the first trip, I like went through this kaleidoscope of colors as I was grabbing my buddy's wrist, like hurry up and get in this like rocket ship with me, and then I blew through like this cover into complete total darkness, and then I was looking at myself from a third person view, and I'm like suspended in air, and everywhere I've ever been hurt is glowing like white fire. It's like my knees and my shins and my feet and my wrists and my brain was on fire. And I'm just floating in air like, and the shaman told me those are called Dr. Citos, and they're like working on all these areas that are injured. And I was like, whatever. It looked like a video game. It's totally crazy and cool. And that's all I really remember from that trip.
Yeah.
And then come around and we hit the pipe again. This time I fell over. Like I kind of like tipped over. But then I they sat me back up right. And let me clarify a couple things before I get into this story. But Joe Rogan talked about like you go to another universe, another dimension. You do. But you open your eyes and there you're sitting there. You're seeing like I wouldn't be like just gone. Like if something happened, I could like snap out of it. But anyways, I fall over. They sit me back up. In my trip, I'm sideways, and I'm looking at everything sideways. Like if I'm laying down through this wavy, geographic black rainbows. I don't know what the fuck a black rainbow is, but I saw them. They're like color black rainbows and shapes. And then there's a sideways keyhole. And every time I'd get to it, it would just suck back out of my reach, and I'd keep like crawling over these blocks and triangles and rainbows, and I'd get to it and it'd pull back again, and like through the keyhole was like the greatest light and colorful party I've ever seen. I just could never get to it, and then I woke up out of my trip.
Don't people take that to like help with their depression and anxiety and stuff like that?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you have any realizations from it?
Nah, I mean, I did it because I was always so scared to fight. Like to me, fighting like there's so much pressure and so many nerves, and so I was just trying to figure out how to deal with those, like how to work through my mind, like the crazy thoughts in my mind. Like I have fucking when I start drinking whiskey, I have like super dark thoughts. Not like killing myself or killing other people, but definitely fucking somebody up. Like thoughts. Yeah.
Morbid.
Yeah, morbid. Like, oh, I wish I would do that. So then I'd fucking, yeah. So, and I would always ask myself, well, how come you could think that right now? But here in 2 weeks on a Saturday, you're like, oh, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to go. Right? Like, it's a totally different.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out why right now on a Thursday night at the bar are you the Billy Badass and you'll fight anybody?
Yeah.
And then come for your real job, you're like, oh, I don't want to go out there. What, you know what I mean? So it's just,
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy. Like, so scared.
Are you like that with bull riding?
No. To me, that's fun. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I've ever heard of a UFC fighter saying that they were scared to get in the octagon.
Guilty. Oh,
think
so
they're all-
scared.
I know,
Wouldn't they
and
all be
that-
scared? I mean,
you know what? And my theory is that everybody feels that way, and nobody will admit it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that you just have like a level of integrity and honesty.
Yeah, my ship sailed. So it's all good. Yeah. I mean, it just.
How can you not be scared to get in there?
So scared. And you know what? It wasn't scared of getting beat up. Like that was never a fear of mine. It was always like letting everybody down. That was like that was the biggest
Like
fear.
training camps and everybody that supported you.
Yeah, like
and-
let's say I'm fighting UFC 300 next weekend. We're doing this podcast right before, and I'm getting ready to fight. You're like, oh, who you're fighting? Blah blah. We're talking about it. Every one of you guys, in my mind, is now a fan of Cowboy Cerrone, and you're like, we're gonna be at the fight. We're going. Now you're sitting there, and you're like, who you? Oh, I'm here to see my boy Cowboy. He's gonna smash this dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I already have this like notion that you guys are in your mind. I've already won the fight, so I have to far exceed that to impress you. Does that make sense? It's a weird.
Yeah, well, what's telling for me is that when you talked about riding twisted steel, this gnarly, like professional, crazy, mean bull, that your main concern is to not look dumb.
Right.
And I'm saying, well, how about not look like you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life? You know, that's kind of where my head's at. You know, like.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that part of it. to be
And
honest.
I don't even want to, like, I wish I didn't say that kind of.
No,
like,
I mean, there's always the risk of something could definitely go wrong, but like that to me, I don't want to look like an idiot.
it's
So,
crazy, man. It's
yeah,
crazy.
I want to nod my head. I would love to ride that dude. I'd love to do the impossible. You know what I mean? There's not a person out there that's like, oh yeah, Cowboy's gonna get on this bull and ride it. Like the odds are, I got nothing to lose.
Right,
Only
right.
to gain for this. You know what I mean?
Is that the AT&T Arena?
Yeah, let's be clear why you're doing you're
For
riding
kids camp.
for charity.
You're for charity,
You're doing
yep.
it for charity. Dana
Yep.
White he owns the bull, and Dana didn't Dana put like $100,000
Correct.
behind you
Yeah.
for the charity?
Correct. Yeah. Every year, I run a underprivileged youth kids camp, and
Sweet man, I run an underprivileged kids van. That's a joke.
It's super fun. It's like a passion I have. You know, I love it. So raising money for it because it costs me about $60,000 a year to do the camp.
Okay.
So it's time that we hopefully start bringing some money in, or I'm gonna go broke.
Man, it's crazy, dude. Like your ranch is I mean, I'm just when I was there because I just bought a ranch.
Yep.
And that's like why
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee, yeah.
Okay. Why Tennessee?
No state income tax, lots of land near a city that's really cool.
You're by Nashville then?
By Nashville, yeah. And it
Just don't throw chairs off the roof.
Yeah, for sure. This checks all those boxes, and God, I love it, man. Since I got out there, I just feel like an iPhone that just got plugged into a charger, and it's no longer in the red.
That's how you're gonna feel on TRT. Just think like you put a battery pack on that. Yeah, battery pack on that iPhone.
Yeah, we're gonna all have to take
Supercharger.
TRT just to keep up with you.
I know, dude. I'll be like a Tesla charged into a supercharger.
When do you go out downtown?
No, dude.
I was wondering how people. Is it?
I just hide out, dude. Like,
Yeah, I would
that's why I
imagine
like
you
it.
can't. You have
Yeah.
a very distinct look and voice to you. I couldn't
Yeah, I
imagine
do.
something.
Recognize them.
Oh, it have to. Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
would-
Well, dude, speaking of which, on the way here, did Cowboy texts, I just got pulled over doing 100 miles an hour in a 35 zone. And all these guys are like, oh, dude, like, he's not doing the podcast. He's going to jail. You know, like, that's like, at that point, you're a criminal, you know?
Yeah.
And tell us what happened.
Yeah, the cop came up, took my ID, looked at it, and said, all right, have a good day. I mean, he's like, are you in a hurry? I said, yeah, I'm hauling ass. I'm going to Dale Brisby's or riding bulls. He's like, man, I live right down. And he started like talking to me about it. And then he said, my partner's about to come over here. Can you jump out of the truck and put him in a rear naked choke? I said, hell no, I ain't getting tased, jump out of the truck, going after an officer, has no idea it's coming. So they just had a laugh, and he said, get out of here. And then he's like, I'm the only cop between here and there. So
I thought you got here pretty quick. Yeah. Especially like you showed up like right after that text.
He's like, go ahead and lay on it. No problem.
It's that TRT.
It's that TRT. Yeah.
Dude. So I'm at your ranch, and everything was just got me so stoked, dude. Like pull up to the gate. And like, number one, you're not being secretive about it at all. Like literally, like I got the address from you.
Yeah.
And type in the address, and it shows up like
BMF Ranch.
It just says BMF Ranch. Like it auto fills like BMF. So anybody in the world can type into their maps.
They show up. People show up all the time, and as you pull up the gate, there's signs that.
Oh my God, the signs are so fucking funny.
So it's like if you want to pass the gate, that's on you.
If you want to roll the dice, it says on the gate, "There's nothing in here worth dying for." I think we can safely assume that anybody who disregards that sign on Cowboy's gate and heads into his BMF ranch uninvited is mentally unwell. And for that person, I am happy to let you know that this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the leader in getting people therapy online. They've got a network of like unlimited professional licensed therapists. And it's all built into this easy to use interface where you can plug in what it is you're trying to work on, like what it is you're trying to get off your chest, and get teamed up with the right therapist for you at the most affordable price. I mean, this is just crucial, man. Like, I personally love BetterHelp because I use it to work on my relationship with Lux. They say it's better to fix the roof before it rains than wait until after it rains. So I like to protect my relationship by working on it and getting things off my chest. I think this could benefit you a lot too. And if you want a special deal, you get 10% off your first month if you go to betterhelp.com/Stevo. That's BetterHelp.com/Stevo. Again, for 10% off your first month. And so that you can get something off your chest, because it's really mental health that is a problem, man, for a lot of people. So betterhelp.com/Stevo for 10% off, and let's get back to it. It's so epic, dude. Like, and then when I get in there, your ranch hand was just a sweetheart,
right.
And like he said, "Hey man, like you want to see around?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to see around." You got this like, I mean, it feels more like an amphitheater, the sauna that you got. Like, I mean, you can fit like 30 people in there.
So I've been all over the world. I've fought on every continent except for Antarctica. It's pretty cool to say.
Yeah, and they don't really have fights there.
No, they don't know. But maybe they did. You know, maybe a couple Eskimos get into a couple, or maybe the alien thing they got going. Are you a conspiracy guy? Do you believe there's like an alien base up there, or
nah?
Or in Antarctica?
Yeah, in Antarctica.
I've heard some stuff that sounds compelling.
I mean, the problem is whenever we watch these videos, they're of course altered to get you to think like, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
They get me every time. I'm like, I send the videos to all my friends like, Dill, is the earth flat, bro? Like, seriously? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the craziest shit. Because sometimes you watch the video, you're like, God, he's so convincing.
So convincing.
So convincing. And then you just think back, like, but why would they? Why would they?
Yeah.
Why every year would we spend millions of dollars to convince you that it's not? When if tomorrow the earth was flat, just like the eclipse, it came and went, nothing happened.
Right.
There wasn't any solar flares that canceled the world out. Your day goes on the same. So tomorrow you woke up and they're like, earth's flat. You'd wake up like, sick. Well, so much for those globes I got.
Change. Why, have you seen any strange lights on your ranch?
Well, just this last few months, we were able to see the northern lights.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I've never seen them, and
Yep,
I've been
so-
everywhere where they have them.
Because of the elevation you're at? Or
Yeah, something was going on with
magnetic?
You'd have to ask Matt. He knows the science reason. My photographer out there, and he could explain it. But we could see him. It's real pitch black out there. We have no lights out there, so it's cool. You can see all the stars. And but you're asking me if I've seen any lights like UFO New Mexico. I've just seen one time, and it was like an orange sphere moving up to the moon, and it got right by the moon, and like a check mark, zipped and gone. So it was like, and I was like, that was pretty sick. And
Were you
asked
microdosing?
No. But I asked myself if they did stop and asked me to go, would I go? And some days I'm like, yeah, I would. And some days I'm like, man, can I come back though? Like,
Yeah,
can
that's a worthy question.
Wait, so your ranch is in New Mexico or Colorado?
It's
In New
500
Mexico,
acres in New Mexico. Is this like Santa Fe?
Yeah, backside of the mountains of Santa Fe. Yeah, right over the Sandias.
Is that close to Los Alamos where they did the?
No,
bomb?
we're about 2.5, 3 hours away from Roswell and Los Alamos and all that. It's kind of a little further down.
Yeah, dude. And I was like so determined to just sleep in my car, like right parked up by the pen that the goats were in.
Well, I told you, I said they're totally safe. Like everything.
Right. But it wasn't even that. It was just because I was like setting up time lapses and like filming the car next to the goat pen. I was just trying to make a video, and but then the ranch hand was like, oh, it's kind of muddy. Like the car's gonna get stuck, and by the pen. He's like, just get sleeping in one of the bunks, and I'm like, all right. So I go and like. I mean, it's not really a bunk. It's more like kind of a hotel. Like you built like a little hotel.
Well, so that all happened because, again, when I was fighting, I never understood why people didn't. Just in general, why don't you invest in yourself more? Like, why don't you guys try and build up whatever you're trying to do? Which is really cool about me coming out here to Dale's. I see him doing that with the warehouse and all the bull riders and all the things. It's cool to see like someone else is doing it too. So that's what I did at home. Is all right, I need you. You're my training partner. I need you to come out for 6 weeks to stay with me. You don't want to sleep on a couch or a pull out. So I got a nice kitchen and basically like a little studio apartment that you can live in, Wi-Fi, bed, shower, shitter,
Killer AC, beautiful bed. Like, man, I loved it. I mean, your dog, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
God, I love Charlie, man.
Yeah. She's a American Pit Bull, but
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yes.
And then is it how many of those bunks are there?
There's 5 upstairs and then 3 around the other corner. So there's 8 of them.
Man, and it's all one building?
All one building,
And you built that building specifically for that?
Correct. Every building on the ranch I've built myself.
Wow.
Yeah, that was all my design, me hammer, nail, every bit of it. Yep.
I wish I wasn't such a pussy.
But the sauna. So we're getting with fighting on every kind of. We got sidetracked with them aliens. All the saunas and spas I've been to around in Russia and China and Japan, I just kind of took a little bit of the key elements that I enjoyed and I liked, and I was like, I'm gonna build one, and that's why it's so massive and badass.
It's so big,
and
dude.
It cranks in there, the heat.
Yeah.
So
I made video of basically everything.
Right.
Like first thing he showed me is the sauna. He's like, it's still warm, and it was pretty cold out.
Yeah.
So we're all like fully clothed, like in the sauna, and I'm just like, this is so dope. And then he's like, oh, you want to see Cowboy's gym? I'm like, for sure. And you've got like that's kind of like almost like a shrine to the fighting career, which is rad because on my ranch I'm dying to have a little Steve-O museum.
You got to.
Your gym is like the Cowboy Cerrone like museum kind of. You got the octagon in there, like these banners from your, not just like fight posters, but like fight banners.
Yeah, that, from the UFC.
Cool. From the arena.
From the arena, yeah, correct, yeah. Exactly.
So dope, dude. I mean, it was just so killer, like, and like with the axe throwing. Then there's literally a full-on saloon. And even the sign says saloon. Yeah. And you walk in, and they're like just straight up. It's a saloon. You got the bar, you got the pool table, you got the lounge area. It kind of feels like Soho House a little bit.
Right.
And I walk into the saloon, and I say. So is Cowboy like a prolific drinker? So you describe yourself as like an alcoholic, a day drinker.
Sure.
You say like, oh, when I'm drinking whiskey.
Right.
But these guys say, man, not at all. I've never even seen him finish a beer.
Yep. True.
Really?
Yeah.
Never even seen him finish a beer, but he just likes to have the saloon so that people can like.
So other people can enjoy. Yeah. For sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you guys wanted to come out and we had a bonfire and we wanted to throw some back, I would sit there and drink with you guys. But by no means would I just go in there on a Tuesday by myself and start drinking. Yeah.
Right.
No way.
And then across from the saloon, straight up, barbershop.
Yeah.
Like an actual barbershop. It says barbershop. And Sure enough, he's got his personal barber lives on the ranch full time.
Yeah.
God,
Dude,
that's so
did
epic.
you shave your head?
I was growing. So I went and got my hair done, and then I was growing it out, and it was really long, almost to the man bun stage. So
Wow.
I just cut it yesterday. So I'm
Dude, I was even like later than I said I would be to the ranch because when I pulled into this this like gas station spot, I saw they had a rack full of cowboy hats, and I was like, I'm moving from LA to Tennessee, and like, there's cowboy hats. There's no way I'm not buying one.
Sure.
You know? And I was like $50, and dude, I love it.
you got a real nice one then.
But yours, it's called a Stetson.
Nope,
That's
this
right?
is an American.
Okay.
Yeah, American hat. Which is what is this? The blue?
Isn't it blue steel?
Blue steel. Yeah, it's got. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got like a blue sheen to it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, very expensive. Like, what do you think? So
$220.
The amount of X's is the amount of beaver that they put into a hat.
Beaver, okay.
Yeah, and for it to give a nice pop, and it's just firm and good. What do you think?
600.
$220.
Definitely not 220. up north of that for sure. But
I'm looking at one right now, $749.
those are Stetsons. Yeah. So how many X's is that? 40X. What is this, Dale? 100X?
That's the X's around the rim.
Type in American cowboy hat 100X.
100X.
Huh?
If it's a 40, then yeah, like 7.
100X, $1,000. 200X.
There you go. So the
12,
X is the amount of
1300.
beaver that's in a hat.
What do you mean the amount of beaver?
Well, because they like the hat. I don't know. I haven't seen your hat, but it's either made
It's
out of
pretty flimsy,
felt.
man.
Is it
It's-
felt?
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
black
it's
felt?
I'm
yeah.
like-
So some hats are felt, and then they add beaver to the felt to like stiffen them up and make them like a real cowboy hat.
And then what's like the gallon? Like it's a 5-gallon hat. It's a 10
That's just like a Dale. What Dale's got a 10-gallon hat. So what would that be?
It's like the bucket size.
Yeah, that's just kind of a slang term for it. It's just kind of a joke.
Okay.
Joke. And then there's different kinds of ways you form your hat. Like I do a brick. Like it looks like someone set a brick
Okay.
on the top of mine, right? I just like that's the look I like, where it's not the taco look.
Yeah.
It's just all preference and swag.
Candidly, that is the first time I've heard the word swag used in that context. I understand swag to be short for swagger, which is kind of feeling yourself, like the way I'm feeling myself when I got that swagger about 30 minutes after I take a bluechew tablet and lead my lady into the bedroom. That's what swagger means to me, and I love to have it. Because I love Blue Chew tablets, man. They have the same active ingredient as both Viagra and Cialis, except they're delicious, chewable, and they only cost a fraction of the price. But for you, they could cost literally nothing, because you can get an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets absolutely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping if you go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO. Of course, you're going to need a prescription, but that couldn't be easier because it takes like 2 minutes to consult with the medical provider on the website. And once you do that, boom, you've got that entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets on its way to you, and all you pay is $5 for shipping because the Blue Chew tablets will be completely free. You got nothing to lose, and there's a strong chance that you're going to have the same experience as I did, which is to realize, wow, Blue Chew tablets are a lot of fun, and they're really good for my relationship with my lady. So one more time, go to bluechew.com and use the promo code STEVO for that entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets absolutely for free. Now, let's ride this baby home. I'm just such an animal nerd that I don't like wear leather. Like I just avoid like using animal products. So like that's why I want the felt one.
Right.
But how do I get?
So there was no beavers harmed in your hat.
I think that is safe to say. I'm pretty sure. So how do I get a vegan cowboy hat that's got like?
You You make it your own with a bunch of tampons.
They probably got
around
some
the fucking-
over there American, don't they, Dale?
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever, dude. We don't have to talk about cowboy hats forever, dude. I
No,
don't wanna...
I'm sure. I mean, Dale's also sponsored by American Hat Company. I'm sure we can make a call and get.
Oh my god, I love it.
No, like a real proper badass,
Here's a vegan
Dude.
cowboy hat, faux leather.
and be like, he doesn't. There was no beavers harmed in the
Yeah.
making of Steve-O's hat.
Dude, I love that. Okay, so now I'm at the ranch. I get to meet your grandma.
Oh yeah,
And like your grandparents are such a massive part of your story, dude.
such
So-
a massive part. So, I've been trying to get my grandma to come live with me most of my adult life now. No.
Where was she in Colorado?
She in Broomfield, yeah, at her house, and she's just ready.
She's 87 now.
Yeah, about out to be 87 on the 19th of May.
Dude, she's epic. I mean, and it's just like so inspiring, man. Like, what was the deal? You got like kicked out of high school.
Yeah. Did you sit and talk with her? I'm sure she had stories.
She's got stories for sure.
Yeah.
And then, so like, you're like kicked out of high school and you just like move in with your grandparents.
Correct.
Like, you were raised by your grandparents.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And they just backed whatever you did. Like,
So, which is funny, that's how I first got into bull riding. Is my grandma lived in the heart of Denver, Colorado before they moved out to Broomfield where they are now. But I used to ride bulls in Broomfield. Broomfield back then was Cowtown. There was nothing. We used to ride. So they would drive me the 70 miles out there, sit in their car while I'd ride bulls, and I'd get in. I wanted to go to rodeo. They would drive, pay for it. Like if I wanted to be a magician, they'd go take me down to the
but they
high.
did.
Oh, it didn't
And they
matter.
bought you all your stuff.
Everything, whatever I wanted to do, they were 1,000% in. Didn't matter. So
And when you go to jail,
Yeah,
like
when-
they're like, oh, we'll be right there.
that was my call. Yep. Your
Yeah.
one call. I'd call grandma at 2 a.m. Hey, where are you? Okay, I'll be right there, and she would just show up, bail
No
me out.
judgment, just get you out.
So her thing was always her way of thinking, because sometimes I'd get in the car and I'm like, "You're not going to say anything," and she'd be like, "About what?" And I'd be like, "What I did." And she's like, "Do you know what you did?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, so do I. So what do we need to talk about?" And I'm like, all right, like, and you're just like, I feel like you sit there like, God damn it, like, dude, yell at me, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just-
Right.
Yeah, she just never did. Never punished me. Never. She would just be like if I did something wrong, she would kind of just like, why would you do that? Like, you
Yeah.
know. And
I mean, it was always like for everybody. Like, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. It's
correct.
so much more
Very-
powerful.
so much more powerful, man. It's brutal.
Yeah.
But
And then she's like your grandma, your grandpa, like just coming to all your fights, like just being there.
they've
like,
been to every one of them. It's crazy.
And man, like it might be to rehash the story, so we probably don't want to like,
Sure.
you know, but like your grandpa, so supportive of your fighting.
Yep.
And he's like, before I die, I want you to be in the UFC.
Yep. And he waited till the day I walked to the fight.
I mean, dude, like, so then, what was it like? He goes into hospice the same day as when you get the call.
The call,
that
yeah.
You're in the UFC.
Yeah. Basically, I was in hospice talking to him, and I got the call, and then he's like, "Go, get out of here. What are you doing?"
And didn't he call you before that and say, "Hey, like I don't have much longer. Hurry up and get in the UFC"?
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
just happened.
Just happened.
And then, like your UFC debut, your very first fight, you're walking out to the octagon.
Yep.
Or like right before you walk out to the octagon, you get a call that he slipped into a coma.
Well, no, Leonard Garcia, which is another fighter friend of mine, was in my corner and had my grandma on FaceTime, who was at the hospital with them. So my first fight in the UFC, neither one of them are there. Like, right, I'm by myself, and Leonard's there, but he has him on FaceTime. And when we get to the arena or to the cage, he that's when he passed. It was just a weird.
Well,
crazy-
yeah, I mean, but they said that like what I heard is that when you get to the cage, like you find out that he slipped into a coma.
Just from the look on Leonard's face, like he's gone, right?
Because I thought that it was like then you go in there and you like submit,
Right.
win by submission in the first round, and he died like while you were fighting. Maybe.
Yeah, something maybe. I don't know. I just seen Leonard's face. I never asked. I've never talked about it from my grandma on side, like when he did. But yeah, I mean, to me, it was just crushing.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like,
It's
dude,
brutal.
what an asshole I am for trying to get, like nail down the specifics.
No, that's, I mean, yeah, for sure. I used to get real tearied up and emotional about it, but now it's like, she's on. But same thing with my grandma. Like, it's time for her to come. She's come down to the ranch to die.
God
like,
damn.
yes, but it's really hard. People are like, fuck, how do you just say that? But here's my answer to that. Are you close with your grandparents or your parents?
I mean, my dad, I could not be closer with. He's 81
Okay, so and where's your dad live?
in Florida.
Okay, so your dad lives in Florida. How many times a year do you see your dad?
Oh my God, I see him kind of a lot.
Okay, well, for the average person, you don't, maybe holidays, maybe 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
you see them. So if someone has 2 years left to live, you see them maybe 8 more times.
Right.
Man, I get to spend every day with her.
Yeah.
So to me, bring her down. When she called me, literally, I'll be right there.
For sure.
Boom, jumped in my car, like gone. I'll be right there.
Is she gonna get buried on the ranch or cremated?
Yep. Cremated and buried next to Grandpa. Both of them in a tree. And she wants me to take better care of her tree so it grows better.
Dude, that's so epic, dude. That, like, remember when we talked to William Shatner about this? He wrote a song called "I Want to Be a Tree."
Yeah,
he literally wrote a song, "I Want to Be a Tree."
It's just once you're okay, once you accept it. She basically tells me, she's ready to go see Grandpa. I'm no longer hanging on with 2 hands, like I'm just.
Dude, that's so beautiful, man. I mean,
Right,
and then, like,
and
what happens to you? We're all like, it's like I lost my mom more than 20 years ago now. And, when people hear that, they say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And I just think, well, dude, like, it's what happens.
Yeah.
It's what happened.
Yeah.
It sucks that it happened to my mom, like, when she was so young.
Yeah.
And that, like, man, that my mom would have been so many moments that my mom would have. Like, we would have had so much fun together.
Yeah.
Like, she would have loved so many things that happened for me.
For sure.
But I just know that, like along with the universe, like, she's stoked, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, like I said, it's the way and sitting down and talking to my grandma, like, what are your wishes? What do you, right? Like, getting all that out of the way, I think it's, now my kids, it's going to be really tough because they go over there every morning, hang out with her. That's going to be heartbreaking to watch them. But for me, I know it's coming. I know I'm going to walk over there one morning.
Right.
And,
But you know what's crazy? Like, some people, like, really, really fear death.
Yeah.
Like, right up until the end. And some people are just at peace with it.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what, like, makes the distinction between those two things. But when the way that you say your grandma put it, I'm not holding on with 2 hands anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that puts her in the the peaceful side, and man, God, that's beautiful, dude.
Well, I think that's why, like, religion's so powerful. It's because it gives somebody a purpose to be like, okay,
Right.
whether or not it's true or not, at least they have something to fucking be like, I'm going to heaven, it's okay, or
It was so beautiful too. Cowboy says, "Hey man, can I ask that you take a photo with my grandma?"
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, dude. You kidding me, man?
Yeah, for sure. Go in there. She'll be stoked. She loves it. So,
Yeah, she's epic, and dude, just your I mean, dude, you're an American hero, bro. like just with the family and everything, and the ranch. Like, now you got 3 kids now.
3 boys. 1, 3, and 5.
Dude, I remember, like, just in the UFC, the terror you went on when you became a dad. You were just like I think for UFC fighters, having children, like, makes you go one way or the other.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And that's also the time when I was microdosing mushrooms.
Oh, wow, dude.
Right? Crazy. Like, it would help me deal with the anxiety and the scaredness. It would put me straight into the flow state. It was wild. Like, it would just, like, time to go to work. Let's go.
Dude, that Aaron Hernandez fight, I enjoyed that so much because, like, I'm like a proper UFC nerd. Like, I watch all the YouTube videos, the MMA, like, full mount, like, all the daily news. I'm with it all. So I saw all that stuff or not Aaron Hernandez, Alexander Hernandez.
Right.
I saw all the stuff he was saying about me. It just rubbed me the wrong way, dude. Like, I just, like, kind of like when Vic was talking all that nasty shit on Justin Gaethje, and then like, I just love that, man. And dude, there was an armbar on Alexander Hernandez, right? We just, like, pulled.
No, head kick and then jump on top of him and pounded him out.
Okay.
Armbar was Mike Perry.
Oh, damn, that's right. Oh, because I was
trying to take it home with me.
I was mistaking the.
Here's
the
this.
two.
This is so crazy. I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but Mike Perry comes to Jackson's. this is when Winklejohn merged in with Jackson. Jackson's gym used to be
Dude,
the mecca.
Look at that top left picture.
Yeah,
the look on your face when you armbarred.
That look. I mean, there's a
Dude,
girl.
you were
that's the
so
extra inch.
pissed.
That's the extra inch on your girl right there. You know, that's the seal technique.
Yes, dude, I always associated that armbar and that look on your face with beating Alexander Hernandez.
Yeah, no, that's Mike Perry.
Dude, you went
But here's
in
the crazy,
on that.
This is Mike. He's so dumb, like just dumb, right?
It's pretty lovable dumb though.
Yeah, lovable dumb. So he comes to the gym, and just all of a sudden he's a part of the gym one day. It's crazy. Like, okay, sure, no asking anybody other than the fighters. Normally, when someone comes to be part of the team, they sit down on the team. We all go over it. It wasn't the case. Mike Perry. Anyways, I invite Mike and his buddy up to the ranch to come train. Comes up to the ranch. We spar. We do jiu-jitsu. And I dog walk this dude, like embarrassingly whip his ass. Jiu-jitsu, like, are you kidding me? You're this bad? Like, are you just fucking with me? Next day, find out him and I are fighting.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, you idiot. Yeah, for sure I'll take that fight. Like, after that ass whipping you took last night, you sure you want to do this? And I remember in this fight, he was going to try and knock me out, but as soon as I hit him, he like grabbed a hold of me to take me down, and I would literally was like, oh yeah, let's go. And I just like went limp noodle and fell to my back like, come on, let's get it. I know exactly how shitty you are on the ground. Let's go get this.
You ever think about doing bare knuckle?
Man, they asked me to, and my response to them was, you would have to come up with a number so enticing it would get me off my couch. And
Wow. You know what? Did you ever see the movie The Deer Hunter? Mm-mm. It's like a 1970s movie that about Vietnam.
Yeah,
Maybe it came out. Maybe it came out
the
in the
famous
80s.
Russian roulette scene.
Right, and like what it is
Mao?
like while they're in Vietnam, these guys are
I'm
like
gonna have to watch this now.
they're like
Deer Hunter.
POWs in Vietnam, and they're like forced to play
Christopher
Russian roulette.
Walken.
Okay.
But then they're released from they're I don't know, they get out of the POW camp, but one of them like stays, and he's on like the Russian roulette circuit.
Christopher
and
Walken.
they're just like so worried about him, but he's like there's like a circuit for and like I think it's the last scene you see him like lose Russian roulette
And blow his brains out.
yeah, and I just feel like that's like the bare knuckle fighting makes me think of like Mike Perry on the
God.
bare knuckle circuit makes me think of Christopher Walken on the Russian
It would
roulette
just have to be a
circuit. Yeah.
serious cash grab if I ever did it. But it's like when you go, like for instance, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, Texas. If there is a strip club here, this is where the strippers come to die. That to me is where the fighters go to die.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
I mean, and I don't want to take it away from Mike Perry because, like, his legacy, he's a legend, and
Sure.
like, and what he's done in bare knuckle fighting is just unbelievable,
Sure.
you know. But I'm kind of with the fighters that are like,
Man.
I'm good on that.
just talk about CTE. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't. They'd have to come with some crazy money, and maybe then. But I'm trying to be a professional bull rider now, and trying to go to Hollywood, man, and loving the acting side of it. So
I
it's,
love. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, I just got back from a movie. I can't talk about it, but it's
Hell
on
yeah.
Netflix. It was a lot of fun. Tons of fun doing it. We could talk about it once it gets released, but they're so secretive about shit like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just getting into the acting side, man, it's so cool, so cool.
Ronda Rousey, she told me every professional fight I got in, like up to a point, I won and I was broke. Or no, this is what Jean LaBelle told her. Every professional fight I got in, I won and I was broke. And then, like as a stuntman, every fight I got in, I
paid.
lost,
Yeah.
and I got rich.
Right, facts. Well, right now I'm in the movie fighting stage. Don't get hurt nearly as bad, but I make a quarter of the money.
Oh wow!
Well,
I mean, I guess that makes sense. You're Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, I mean at the time in my career, I was making good money, right? Like,
Fuck yeah, you are. Are your records still intact?
Yeah, yeah.
Still the most wins. Still the most fight bonuses.
the wins are now tied,
Oh, okay.
but finishes and head kicks and There's a lot.
Bonuses?
Still the most bonuses.
Still the most bonuses.
So yeah, there's still a lot of cool shit I got, but
Who's tied with you?
I have Jim Miller, the guy that I just lost to.
Oh, goddamn.
Yep, it's all right. We fought twice.
He's fighting at 300,
he
right?
is. I seen that. This might be it for him.
He fought on the UFC 100, UFC 200, and UFC 300.
It's kind of cool.
Super cool, man.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Who was the guy that was talking such shit on you, Brown? Like, and
The
you
head kicked him. His name, the Immortal, is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably look it up.
Immortal fighter Brown. Yeah, Matt Brown.
Matt Brown.
Yeah, and he's trying to say that you're not a good guy, and
Yeah,
I don't.
I think
like
I'm a
that.
great guy.
I think you're a great guy too, man. Dude, so rad, man. And like, we are in the middle of nowhere right now, and like to bring the podcast van here, it added a fuck ton of hours to our driving, and I was just so
sorry about
happy
that.
to
Oh, good.
so happy to do that, dude. Like,
I'm excited to have you guys come out and watch this bull riding about to go down.
Yeah, can we like film a little bit of it and maybe show it on the podcast? Or
I mean,
definitely
like,
not?
dude.
I think so. Why not?
Like just a quick kind of.
I mean, dude, whatever. Like when I include people in a meaningful way in a YouTube video, I'd never put it out without showing them the YouTube video first to get approval.
Yeah, my gave a fuck broke years ago. So.
I mean, it might be a fun little bonus feature just for the pod.
sure.
You know,
But, yeah.
I mean, dude, like what it is.
And now that we're not wrapping around their balls, you should be okay with that.
Yeah.
No
Get you
balls were
shooting up
harmed.
TRT on the camera.
Oh my
too?
god, dude, that will leave out of the thing, dude. But I'm pretty sure I want to have a sore butt cheek before I leave here tonight.
No, you can't do that.
Why not? All right, I won't. All right.
Just give me a little bump.
Yeah, it got me. I lost my I lost my thought right there. Oh yeah. The my main channel YouTube videos, like I'm putting up the 10 most painful stunts.
Yeah.
And then the one after that, I'm putting up
Journey
like
Across.
this is how you say goodbye to Hollywood, and like that's gonna show like the drive across country, staying at the BMF Ranch. I fall in love with the BMF Ranch so much, like whatever it takes, we got to go get to Cowboy, and kind of like what life's like after I've left Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I think that video comes out the same day as this podcast. So like it would be in the main channel video that we've got the bull riding footage.
Cool. Is your doctor in New Mexico?
He's every state.
Every state,
Yeah.
dude. Let's fucking go.
It's
dude.
like, I mean, you just go to a Tricor, get your blood drawn, mail it in, and it's like,
Oh, you mail your blood to him?
yeah, ship it in. They review it.
Isaac.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm kind of down too.
Dude,
I mean, literally, I could put you on a fucking text message. You could. I mean, it's
Done.
Done.
Please.
Yeah.
Does it help with weight loss?
I mean, they have everything for that.
That
Yeah.
sounds like peptides is your
Yeah,
jam.
they do for sure. Listen,
I know Ozempic.
my dad was 280. He's like 220 right now. So, and he's 64. And I was like, Dad, I got some shit for you. And he was like, all right. So he's been on it about 3.5 months now. He's lost almost 50 pounds and
Come
feels
on.
Oh,
fucking
wow.
yeah. Feels outstanding. And I tell my dad, like, dude, I'm gonna use you as like a real life testimonial. Let's talk about this. Like, you're rocking. It's great.
Dude,
And
for a
he-
YouTube video, we should do a TRT competition.
I mean, I'm in, dude.
TRT competition. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Like punching holes through cinder block walls.
I'm gonna be star.
you guys, I mean,
Just fucking like
Yeah.
6 times a day.
I'm not
Man.
the best salesman for this ever, but the proof's
Yeah,
in the
you just
pudding.
got 3
Yeah.
new customers.
Dude,
It's not me, but yeah,
yeah, your doctor, dude. I
literally
definitely
the
want
proof
him.
is in the pudding, man. You feel fucking so
I want your
good.
doctor on my speed dial for sure.
For sure. You
Dude,
got it.
and there we are, dude. We'd like just about exactly 1 goddamn hour. Not that I like care one way or another, but dude, let me check my list. I like to make a list before. Okay, we the criminal record. Let me just get
Oh, okay.
that. Like
Touch on that.
When you fill out visas and like shit like that, and they ask like, "Are you a convicted felon?" You
Yep.
have to say yes.
No, it's all cleared up.
Did Dana White help with that?
A little bit, yeah.
You can get a gun, no problem.
Oh, I have a FFL and SOT. Yeah, I'm like, I have my background's good. I spoke at a Trump rally. Like, I have
Oh, nice.
my security clearance is top notch. Yeah.
Cool.
That's all.
Because we want to get Steve some guns living out in Tennessee now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
All
So
good.
like you said the when you were a kid and you went to jail, that your grandma was your first call,
Always.
but now it's Dana.
Well, yeah. on that particular call, it was definitely Dana because I needed the big balls to get in there and help a brother out.
And Dana's got some pretty big balls.
Yeah, he got them elephant ear pockets where he reaches all the way down to his sock to get the money. You know what I mean? The big old, that's it.
Yeah, dude, Dana's the greatest, man.
Yeah. But I had 48 arrest charges in my career.
48.
Dude, attaboy.
Jesus.
I only
That's
know
even
that
better than me.
I only know that because I had to fill out a paragraph explaining each one when I got into Canada.
Oh, they let you into Canada?
Yeah, I'm a temporary resident now.
So
Nice, dude.
Do you have the record in UFC for most arrests?
I don't know if that was a record. No, John Jones has to be smart.
Yeah. Maybe Jackson Wink has the most.
Jackson Wink's definitely doing good. With sponsorships, I saw so much like your fridge full of Monster stuff.
Yep.
You got the Monster logo on your cowboy hat,
Right?
Like what is Monster? Like how many different sponsors? I saw that commercial.
Well, so
with,
Monster to me. So here's the thing with Monster. I've been with them for 8 years now, 9 years now. They're now helping me through my off-road program as well, and with this bull ride. But let's bring it back 2 years when I retired, and I'm like, damn, having that M to me is so powerful. It's really cool. Like anywhere we go, if we went somewhere and to a dirt bike or to a NASCAR or swimming, and you saw that M, you'd be like, oh, he's good, right?
Yeah.
He's that guy got the M. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Red Bull, right? I mean, just having that brand, you're like you're one. So for me to get that, I was like, God, I'm one of those dudes. Like I made it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when I retired, I'm like, well, any day that call's gonna come, like they're gonna tell me we're terminating your thing, and they did the complete opposite. They actually extended it for my entire life.
Wow.
Whoa, that's
Yes,
cool.
they brought me into what's called a legacy program, and I just get to wear the M and do cool shit and be part of the family. So to me, I put Monster on. My kids got something Monster sticker. Like to me, them sticking with me after my career was done and my value to me is over. But to them, I mean, I am who I am. But I'll always rock with them.
Man,
yeah.
To me,
thank
that's
God I
so
wrote
cool.
down that.
Monster.
Yeah, with
so
his
thanks,
sponsorships.
thanks, Monster Energy.
We
Booyah.
have a mutual friend, Scummy Diener.
Oh yeah.
Well, we love
yeah.
Scummy over
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah.
And we got a mutual friend, Will Fox.
Will's a great dude.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey,
great.
we know Scummy Diener. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Fox. Oh, he's a good dude.
the butt snorkeler. I mean,
The bus, you gotta love the bus.
Yeah,
snorkeler.
Scummy is nothing but love.
Yeah.
for
We
love you,
Scummy.
Scummy.
And then what was that commercial I saw? I see you played on the UFC like crazy on, and it showed you like in like an airplane doing like barrel
Sure.
rolls and you're like snowmobiling or whatever. It was like a protein 4 or something.
Oh yeah, people. That was just UFC created that for Oscar Mayer Wiener owns P4, which are like snacks, right?
Right. And they just show you just doing like
All the shit I love
action
doing.
sports,
Yeah,
like
all the stuff I
dude,
love doing.
just tell me about action sports, dude. Like motocross,
Right.
Are you doing just gnarly airs on
I
motorbikes?
used to, not anymore.
Okay.
Now I'm 41, so those days are.
Yeah.
With age comes the cage, so now I drive stuff that has a cage on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But man, just any sports like right now, if we all went out and started throwing a ball, it's going to turn into a competition, and I want to win. Right. That's just what's in my blood. So trying to be the best, like this bull riding shit. I'm gonna try and be the best I can.
Yeah, dude, that's epic. With the ranch, the BMF ranch.
Right.
Like you expressed, it costs $60,000 to run the charity camp for the
Correct.
kids. When I was at your ranch, I was just thinking to myself, and I asked your ranch hand, he didn't know. I said, "Is this place set up as like a business in its own right?" It feels like there's so many, so much opportunity.
There could be,
There's
yes,
so
but
much
there's not.
potential.
Yeah.
So much potential for the place itself, the BMF ranch, to have built-in revenue streams. Like you got that little hotel you built with the eight
that's
rooms.
mine. Yeah. The short answer is no. There's not. I don't do anything to.
It's
now
so
I
funny
got kids and family. Now I mean, could I? Yes, I could open a school and have people come out and train. Yeah, absolutely. But when I retired and turned the corner away from fighting, I ain't ever looking back. So I don't want to be a
That's
coach.
what you worked hard for.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
so that's home to me. It's cool to have. You need somewhere to stay. You want to bring 3 or 4 buddies? I got the lodging upstairs. You know,
I gotta
come out and play.
build that little. I don't want to call it a hotel because
Dorms.
Dorms.
Just dorms. Dorm rooms,
Yeah,
baby.
Hotel bunker.
The bunker.
And dude, I'm in the same position with my Radical Ranch. Like,
The goat
you know,
farm.
it's where I want to live out my years with my lady, and what living out our years on that ranch looks like is still a huge question mark.
Sure.
You know, like maybe it's like we're like literally growing our own food and living off grid, and like it's like a, you know.
Well, thankfully for you, it doesn't take much to grow your own food. It's just vegetables and shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure.
You just need a greenhouse.
Right,
Yes.
chickens that get chickens and eat the eggs.
Oh, you can eat eggs now. You can eat.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can eat the whole chicken, just not a chicken.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'm fucking the eggs.
You can eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you just can't.
And
When
only
it grows, you can't eat it.
Only the abortions. But yeah, I just don't know, and like I kind of like want to maintain the privacy on the ranch too. But I also feel like to be able to retire from being an attention whore and have like the place with built-in revenue streams, just so that I like.
But you got it right here with this traveling Winnebago,
Yeah, that's true too.
right? I mean, you could make this its own stream,
It is.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and make home. To me, home is
Yeah, dude, there's a strong argument for that, man. We'll figure it out as we go. But let's get you on some fucking bowls.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, I love you, bro. Thank you.
of course.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, dude.
Pleasure, of course.
Thank you.
So recap: mushrooms and TRT. That's just
Do you love Cowboy, or do you love him so much you can't stand it? I mean, what an episode. God. And then, of course, we watched him ride bulls immediately after that. And within 24 hours of this recording, I had a phlebotomist. This is what you call a person who takes blood out of your veins, like draw my blood for my blood work for my TRT. Now, because I love my street team for sticking around to the end of the episode, I'm going to tell you that as excited as I am for TRT, I'm going to hold off because I don't want to get too jacked. Because then when I've got my fake titties and I'm trying to do pranks where people think I'm a woman, like, how's that going to work if I'm too jacked? So, sounds like TRT is going to have to wait until the end of August. I just gave you guys some info there. And like I said, I love you, man. Dude, I've been talking about street team merch too. And I think for the YouTube people, we might have images on the screen right now, but I don't know if they're available yet. You got to talk to my team. Message Scott, Randolph, or Vinny. I don't know. But as always, thank you for sticking around to the end of the episode. I really enjoyed that one, and I love you.